Welcome to this week's episode of Air eThekwini Matters. My name is Zimbili Mazibuko, your host. Today on Air eThekwini Matters, we are joined by Nokuthula Hlophe, who is the manager of the Air eThekwini Youth Development Office. The city's Back to School campaign will be launched next week, and Hlophe is here to share with us about some of the plans and activities that are carried out by her office. Nokuthula, last born of the city, thank you for joining us on Air eThekwini Matters.
Thank you very much for having me, and thank you very much for adding that last part.
I had to. Just tell us about some of the programs that the youth office is busy with.
Currently, because it's January, that time of the year, we have our bursary that we've just concluded. Now we are busy with the student relief. But on top of that, we have our back to school campaign, which is or has the initial launch on Monday, the 9th of February.
Tell us more about the student relief. I'll be very interested in that one.
The student relief is where we pay registration fee for learners that are registering in university. It's not just for the first years that are registering to university. It could also be second or during your last year in university. But as long as you're not funded by NSFAS, you can say maybe we assist those that are self-funded. By self-funded, it would be maybe there was a contribution by the family to start you off in your first year, and then in the second year they might discover that they can't continue. You always have a guarantee that the city would be able to just pay the registration fee, which covers mostly and 10%, largely, even your first year or the first semester rather, tuition fee, which becomes a bit better to lessen the burden. But if you're an NSFAS beneficiary, we are unable to assist you because now we are all government institutions, so we can't duplicate funds to one person.
So how many students are you assisting this year?
It depends on the number of the applicants and qualifying that we receive. We have 1.3 million, which is dedicated to this fund. We pay until it's exhausted. So we don't label and say that this is the targeted number we want. Last year, we were able to pay for 76 learners. You would ask why numbers would have been a bit low. It would have been because NSFAS had a larger amount to fund. So we then were able to only assist 76. But this year we have paid already close to 50 plus, which will tell you that we might increase the numbers we paid for last year for various reasons, obviously, because like I've mentioned, it's not just the first years. If you're a second year, as long as you're doing your undergraduate.
Okay. 2 weeks ago, the office led the Mayor's Matric Excellence Awards. How did that go?
Oh, it was excellent. Well, we had to run like headless chickens for one because we thought the 2Ks would not do it, but the 2Ks excelled.
Yes, they did.
Extremely. We procured with the team less of what we had expected. You know, whenever there's going to be matric awards, we always know that this schools would be better. We expect this number of learners, but this year everything was doubled because of the increased number and how well KZN did in the matric awards. So they went largely smoothly, and we had our overall winner, Banja, walking away with everything.
Yeah.
All the items, double of everything, because unfortunately, the dad, his worship, the mayor, said I must give him everything because he excelled extremely. So they went well, topped off, and we were able to even invite 19 of the former beneficiaries starting from year 2021. And part of the reason we wanted to do that was to show that there's progress after everything. It's not just you coming, receiving the awards, getting the bursary, taking all the laptops as well as the money that they're given by sponsors. Now each learner walks away with plus or minus 20,000 after the Matric Awards. It's not just about that. It's not a celebration of one day. It's a continuation because they then get to have bursaries, and after bursaries we have a responsibility to monitor and also check where they are after everything is done. So that's why we even included and invited 19 of our former beneficiaries, and which in some of those 19, one is now a qualified medical doctor practicing, and the other one is working for the municipality in the electricity department.
Oh, that's great. Very great. Interesting. Tell us more about the Back to School campaign. I'm very interested in that.
The Back to School campaign started plus or minus 5 years ago. And when we started as the youth office, it was on the premise that you will get complaints largely from society that they get that we then have matric awards, we then have bursaries, we then have student relief. But what are we saying about the foundation phase? Where does it all start? We have career exhibitions that we invite learners to attend, but learners are currently facing other challenges, social ills. With a girl child, they would not go to school even today when they're on their cycle because they would lack the certain necessary sanitary pads to carry to school. So we then decided as a youth office, as means to meet them halfway. There's only so much we can do. We can't do all of it, but as means to meet them somewhere. We started with assessing what school needs. So this then means when the schools open, we, with His Worship the Mayor, would go to visit certain number of schools just to assess what is the need for the school. And then after we've assessed, we will then go back to the school, like we're going back on Monday, to say, this, after everything we saw to the school, this is what we feel we can contribute towards meeting the school halfway in terms of youth development. Because now, when you speak about eThekwini youth development or youth development as a whole in society and in the country, it starts from the age of 14 years old. And we have youth pupils at primary schools that are 14 years old. So we ought to have a responsibility to try and make teaching and learning a very easy exercise.
So how many schools are benefiting from this campaign, and how do you choose those schools?
So each year is different. Last year we did 30 schools. Then later on we topped up with two schools, so it was 32 schools. So this year we are doing 26 schools. We're not confirming the number as yet to say it's final. We'll see if it gets extended. Normally we also rely on sponsors as well. So if we get another benefactor or someone that would contribute, we could extend the number. We consult the Department of Education. We must note that the schools themselves are custodians of the Department of Education. It's just that they are in eThekwini. And as a eThekwini municipality, we then have to make sure that the department is aware of the initiatives that we will be doing. So they are able to say, out of the schools we have from quintile 1 to quintile 3, which are the schools we target because they are disadvantaged in nature. These are the number of schools we will not be visiting. Maybe you could also assist us in visiting, and then that's how we source them out. But not just that. As a eThekwini, we have war rooms, Operation Sukuma Sake. Sometimes they also do their community study to say how many schools they have, how many schools need assistance, and then they will be able to give us that information. And then we balance the two out and see how can we make sure that all the lists that we've received are able to get some sort of beneficiation that particular year.
Do you have any rural schools as part of this campaign?
Most of them are
Most of
rural.
them. Okay.
Yes.
All right. What are your plans for 2026 as the youth office?
This year we are planning to venture on AI technology. It's exciting. We're still planning it. It's quite big because when you speak of technological advancement, it has grown over the years. We're still consulting with Microsoft on the side and other entities that are busy in technology because each and every year we have a themed youth month, and this year our youth month would revolve around technology because we feel that robotics, everything, it's already taking over the world. It's high time it takes over the city.
Any message to young people, especially those who are starting their first year at higher learning institutions?
For those that are starting their first year at higher learning institution, they just need to be careful. A new environment is exciting, scary at the same time, but they must not forget who they are and why they are there. Because sometimes as young people, we make mistakes, and part of making mistakes is learning as well. So they should have fun, but be cautious and excel. And for those that are in matric, I can't wait to see them next year as they celebrate being the class of 2025.
Thank you very much for coming through to our program.
Thank you for having me.
That was Nokuthula Hlophe, who is the manager at the city's youth office. My name is Zimbili Mazibuko, and for myself and the rest of the team, it's goodbye. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe.